just everybody at the Players that was on Monday, just hashing it out. I mean, DJ, JT, Victor, Kiz. I mean, I don't know, other people. Was Adam Hadwin out there busting it?
7 under on Sunday. My guy, Adam Hadwin, 7 under.
We we like Adam this week.
To backdoor into a top 10. I'll be damned. Unbelievable. Well, anybody, what's going on? We are live. Patrick over here at Ghost Picks ATS, along with my guy Moff Dollars to talk a little Keep It Rollin', the golf podcast with a twist. Moff, tell him what's good.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us. Before we get it started, let's go ahead and say what a great week the Players was. It turned out, through the muck, it turned out to be a great week. Little recap. Pat, I think you deserve the honors. Why don't you go ahead, Mr. Cam Smith, outright.
I'll be damn. Cam Smith feels damn good. So who's a guy who can get it through the muck and can score?
We said it. It was like a no-brainer. It's like, yeah, I mean, if anybody's going to go out there and hack it around and score, like, I mean, he wasn't really – I mean, as long as the dude hit the fairway, and I think he just hates making pars. I think really if he's got the, like, chance to make a par and it's going to be ugly, he's like, let's take the bug. Let's just get him on the next hole. Yeah. You know, I don't know how I mean, he's obviously just – he's cooler than the other side of the pillow. Cam Smith, new favorite.
Yeah.
The mullet, the stash. What a win.
That was awesome. Start to finish. I mean, really came out hot. Played pretty damn well. Really consistent. Tore the course apart, really. But that's here nor there. You know, that was 35, 40 to 1. I mean, it dropped down to about 35. So anywhere in that mix, that's a huge win. You know, that gets you through, honestly, about just that's here nor there. Other locks. We got Russell Knox. Speaking of locks, we got Russell Knox. And that was a big old pick there.
Fort Knox.
You know, he was minus 110 to make the cut. He finished his damn top 10. He was plus almost like 900 to finish top 20, plus like 1,700 to finish top 10. So my guy, Russell Knox, that was absolutely fire. And then Moff's guy, Kevin Kisner, another long shot. Unbelievable. I mean, absolutely phenomenal weekend. That man needed his money, and he got us his.
What did I tell you?
Take it away, Mom.
Well, you told me. I mean, if you go back and watch, we did post it. I was harping on Gooch needing to check, but K-Kiz definitely needed to check. And I didn't actually know this, but on Sunday, his caddy got sick, or I don't know, wasn't good to go. So Kisner's swing coach was on the bag all day through all that golf. And I'm just like, okay, so you're telling me, like, I mean, how many of these tour guys are going to go out there? They got their fucking swing coach on their bag, and how well are they going to play? Like, I mean, that seems like a pretty nice advantage to have. I don't know, maybe it might not work for some guys, but holy shit, like, kids, get your swing coach, you know, get him some credentials, get him a vest, get him out there. I mean, maybe they can split time, you and your caddy. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it worked.
Whatever it was, that was huge. I mean, and that's all in the numbers, really. You know, that course was one that short hitters can take advantage of. And Kevin Kisner, you know, he said it many times throughout his career. You can make a living on the PGA Tour getting top 20s, and sure enough, that's what he did. So, big one on Kevin Kiz there. And shoot, Billy Horschel was our other lock of the week. We got to talk about our losers as well. Talk about losers. That's the ultimate loser. I mean, it was.
Let's just. We're going to go on record.
It was an illness. He withdrew for illness. So, like, it's all right. You know, it's kind of like.
Well, the book doesn't care if you fucking get a stomach bug. Okay. I mean, you know, like, and so we are sick. We are sick. You know, that is a loser. We try, you know, we prefer not to be losers. You know, like if you ain't first, you're last, right? So, no. Luckily, we had some big hitters. I mean, one of our followers was up 22 U's, and it doesn't matter if that's tens, hundreds, or thousands. Either way you look at it, that's profit and that's dollars, and we love it.
Moff dollars.
And free picks, 22 years of free picks.
Yeah, that was sweet. That's awesome. Let's do it again. So that's our recap.
We're about to.
That is our recap of the Players Championship in Ponte Verde, Florida. And we are heading now down to Tampa. And we are keeping it rolling with the Valspar Championship. So, big tournament this week. Field much more mixed. So last week it was the highest paying tournament of the year. So we had a stacked field. This week we're looking at more of a much more lousy field, top heavy. Moff, you can talk a little bit about it. You were pretty much on top of it there.
Yeah, very top heavy, and we'll talk about it a little more today between the guys that were hashing it out for the final round there at the Players, and just some of that. I mean, some of the guys that we're looking at, we've got Colin Morikawa, JT, Victor, DJ, Xander, and I even had the audacity to put Paul Casey up there just because he's been playing so well. He is not playing this week with Drew. Like I said, Pat said it actually. I mean, the long week got to him. You know, he has been playing a lot of golf lately. He's been playing a lot of good golf, but that opens up the door for some of our other guys that might mimic Paul Casey's style. He is a 2-time winner here, and got a few guys that play similar, and
very good.
Might be able to add some value here.
Yeah, very good point. So that's one of those guys Moff and I have already talked about guys we are looking to fade potentially. Older guys that played through the weekend, guys that were out there in the cold wind weather, and that are playing again this weekend. Any advantage we can find, we're going to take it, and that is a clear disadvantage. Even though Ponte Verde, it's at Tampa, it's not a far travel. That's just, you're throwing off your routine. It's definitely a disadvantage. And if you play that over the long shot, we will definitely come up on the right side the majority of the time this weekend. So we'll be looking to do that. And but more importantly, we're just looking to stay away from those guys when we are looking to go for our locks of the week. Our fade of the week will probably be one of those guys from that tournament that also doesn't fit the course. And we'll get that at maybe the end of this show. Absolutely, that's something to look forward to. We will do the fade of the week 100%. We will be talking about that on the later part of this episode. But first, we're going to talk about the course description a little bit. Some past winners. We already brought up Paul Casey a little bit. Moff was talking about him.
Sam Burns last week.
Right before we came on, Moff was talking about Paul Casey. So I'm going to let him get a little bit more in there with Paul Casey and talk about some other past winners. And I'll talk about the course description or whatever right after. So, Moff, who we got past winners? Paul Casey, who else we got?
Honestly, I mean, I didn't look too deep, 3 or 4 years. I mean, Paul Casey won twice. Sam Burns won last year.
Yes, sir. That's him on Bermuda.
Adam Hadwin won 4 years ago. 4 scores and 4 years ago. Adam Hadwin won at this course. I thought you might like that.
He finished ninth.
But
he finished ninth last week. That dude, I mean, I didn't go back. I got to go back and listen to the episode again from last week. But Adam had
viewers, I got a bunch of these motherfuckers, these little sticky notes all over the place to try and keep my thoughts in order. I got a few names that fit this course. Okay. And one is Louis Oosthuizen. The second on the list is Adam Hadwin. And I mean, he's 2 missed cuts. The last 2 times he's been here, but the way I look at it is it's been weird, like 2020 and 2019. Even 2019 was a little weird. I mean, actually, no, everything was okay 2019. Maybe he was weird. But 2020 was weird. 2021, or excuse me, no, that's 2021, and he didn't play in 2020. Looks like. Or they didn't have the tournament. That's what it was. I'm tripping.
Yes, you are.
I'm looking
Correct.
at. They didn't have the tournament COVID. Whatever. 2 missed cuts the last 2 times. I'm looking for a bounce back considering he's hot. He fits the course. We can talk about him a little more. But, Yeah, I mean, talk to him a little bit about the course description, Pat. That is one thing I didn't really get into this week.
All right.
Hit him with it.
All right. Well, let me see. Bring up some of those fast guys, talking about some of the guys that finish in the top and what they do well. So there's a good mix here. There's no real one dominant style. This course, you could look at it. There's guys like Bubba Watson, Jason Kokrak, and then you got guys like Paul Casey. We were talking about complete opposite guys there. Victor Hovland was third last year. And in the same, mix of guys, you got Cameron Tringali, and if you know anything about that, or Denny McCarthy, these guys are putters, or we're comparing bombers to putters, and yet they're all kind of finishing within the top 10. So it's a good mix here. No real one strength. So it'll be work for us to find our lock of the week tomorrow on tomorrow's episode. But we'll be digging tonight and on in tomorrow and try to find our lock of the week. But for course description, we are down in Tampa for the Valspar Championship. Bermuda grass. So anybody with a Bermuda grass who struggles on it, we will be looking to fade them potentially. Definitely won't be taking them. And vice versa. People that putt much better on Bermuda, people from the local area that tend to have stronger correlations with putting, we will be looking potentially for them, especially at a course where putting Moff tends to believe that you have to have a good putter here, or at least a good putter can help you win here, a good short game. So you can do it multiple ways.
You can stick it close, or you can roll them in. I mean, but it's and it looks like the weather could be a little. Excuse me. The weather could be a little bit of rain Friday, Saturday, maybe soften it up a little bit. But other than that, it shouldn't be like last week. It should be, it should be some pretty standard golf. A little wind, 10 mile per hour maybe, but nothing crazy like we saw this past week.
All right, so some of the course descriptions here, some of the most important things in my opinion are that I'm looking at. Last year or last couple years combined, I'm confused as to which one this is, but either way, it plays as the 5th toughest course. I think that was last year. So last year plays the 5th toughest course on tour at over par. So once again, it plays hard. And why is that? Water, and you're in there. It's got water on a couple holes. It's got a whole hell of a lot of trees. It's actually Moff. This is more of a Carolina course. Heavily tree lined, and the most important thing I think right here that I have marked down is that the 5th narrowest fairways. Absolutely crucial. So Copperhead course, Innisbrook Resort, and shout out to PGA Splits for putting that up every week. That's awesome. That's some good stuff. But those are the most important things in my opinion. Green size is about average. Bunkers, good amount as well. So, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, so looking for Bermuda guys out here. We've been on fire, absolutely kicking, and we left a little on the table in the early weeks of our podcast. I think that's because Moff and it was just a little bit of getting an understanding of what the best pick is and bouncing off between our each other's heads. But we've been on fire, Moff and I, damn good pair. So let's keep it up this week, Moff. What you got?
What are we talking about? We want locks. We want long shots. We want
our best so this episode here we go long shots and
I got us a long shot.
Long shots and fades. What we got?
All right. I'm not worried about fades right now, but my big long shot, and I gotta find his odds. Mr. Vaughn Taylor. So you talk about narrow ass fairways. He's super accurate. Super accurate. He's pretty accurate off the tee, and he fits. I've got 6 or 7 different little, maybe more, 8 or 9 different categories, top categories for this course. He fits a ton of them. A lot of trouble out there. Sand save percentage, he's up there. Scrambling, this, like you said, narrow fairways. These guys are going to be in the rough. They're going to be scrambling a shit ton. High scramble rate. Hole outs is like an obscure stat that I was finding. I don't know how much merit you can take into hole outs, but I've got like pretty much it comes down to iron play. I mean, you said what you think accuracy off the tee is one of the main keys. I think approaches to the green is super critical this week, and putting. Vaughn Taylor, he's nasty, like 150 to 175. He's one of the top iron players. So he's sticking it. The only issue is this is, 7,200 yards this course. He's not the longest off the tee, and he does struggle with his putting. But he's finished 8th and 18th the last couple of times that he's played here. His odds are nutty just to make like top 40. I think, this is my long, you thought Russell Knox was a long shot. Like this guy is a long shot, but like that's why I got to find his odds. Vaughn Taylor, he just pops on a couple of the stats that guys like Paul Casey and past winners share. And it's just weird. It's just weird that he plays well here. Where's he from? Does he live nearby?
We'll have that by tomorrow.
But yeah, that's my long shot of the week, Vaughn Taylor. I'm gonna find you some odds here.
All right.
Who you got, Pat?
It's a tough week. It really is. It's completely different. First, I want to talk about the odds that I think are the best at target. With guys this week, you got Justin Thomas, Victor Hovland, and DJ Schauffele. Those are the top dogs, all under 20-1 odds to win. Xander hasn't played the course before. Morikawa hasn't played the course before, but that hasn't tended to have been a huge factor. We got Victor placed 3rd last year in his first time to play it. DJ 6th in his first time to play it. So Supreme guys, they can do it. Nothing too crazy there. Let me see. But out of those top guys, as far as like ball striking goes, Morikawa's very interesting. I kind of like him as like my blue chip guy, but that's the furthest thing from a long shot, so I can't really go with anything like that.
Did he play last week?
Yeah, he played. He got cut though, so I'm looking for that's he gets a little.
I like
bump
that.
For me. Big bump.
I do like that.
Love that. So guy got cut last week. He's a Supreme guy. He got caught in that nasty weather. He's one of those guys that I am looking for. But at the same time, those odds aren't phenomenal. So I will maybe be looking for a matchup tomorrow or something, maybe for the lock of the week or something like that, something a little plus money. But as far as the odds go, that 20 to 50 range, I don't really like that this week. Not a huge fan, personally. Just not. Even against this weak field. I'm looking at the long shots. I think the 65 plus odds are throwing a dart at. I want to say it without giving a little thought into it, but a guy like maybe Keegan Bradley, Moff, hell if I know. You
love
like
Keegan this week.
Love riding the hot hand more than anybody.
If Keegan can putt, then he could easily win this golf tournament. Easily.
What are his splits on Bermuda over here? I'll check it. Let me check it.
He's just not a very good putter.
Terrible putter. No, but hey.
But he finished 2nd last year, miscut the year before, and Keegan is kind of a head case. I will say he's less twitchy now, and this is the best golf I've seen him rope together in a long time. He's been around a while. He did play last week. That could impact. He's not old, but he's older, middle of the pack. He's not old. Experience, Dude, his iron, great iron player, phenomenal iron player. He scrambling. I think he might. Is he on? No. So from the rough, I don't know I don't know how thick this rough is, but from the rough, he's good scrambler from the rough. Um, this whole out thing. I mean, Keegan, he can stick them in there stupid tight. And if, you don't need to putt well, that's the thing. I mean, his irons are so nasty and approaches, strokes gained on approach to green. Paul Casey and Sam Burns, past winners, top leaders. That's one of their top stat leaders, categories, whatever. But he's hot. 5th, 11th, 46th. Playing well. Keegan Bradley.
He is he sucks on all surfaces, but he is slightly worse on Bermuda. Not to a category where I would ixnay him or anything on it, but yeah, really, he's a great ball striker. If you could find him on a good putting weekend, like last weekend, that's where you're gonna find his best weeks. I think he only lost 1 stroke last week putting, but an amazing Moff. Shit. 11 and a half strokes tee to green. That's an absurd amount. So he's hitting the ball pretty damn well. It's just whether or not that putter's hitting. So,
dude, he was pumped up on Sunday. I hadn't seen that much life out of Keegan Bradley in a long time. That's why I'm pumped up for Keegan. And I do like riding the hot hand. We've done it. It's worked. It's worked. And I do like Keegan. I mean, we could fuck around and Keegan could be my top 20 pick.
So I will say Harbortown is like
that is a big boomer bust.
Harbortown is the one big comparison. Doesn't really play well there. But Sawgrass, he tends to play well at Sawgrass. He plays there, at the Players he plays well. So he's one of those guys who fought through the weekend though. So definitely tough for me. I have to lean toward no, just because of that.
We can come back to Matt Fitzpat.
Yeah, Matt Fitzpatrick. Yeah, maybe. Absolutely. We skipped him. So Moff, before getting on here, Moff was talking about Fitz magic last week, and then we kind of started back and forth and talking about it, and essentially came to the conclusion that we do not like him. As a matter of fact, that's just not his thing. Bent Poa is actually his worst putting surface. And as a good putter, you can't take him. You can't do that. But Matty Fitz.
Fucks with your head.
Hey, I'll tell you what. What's that accuracy off the tee? That could definitely be a driving accuracy 71. He's not pushing 60. I mean, that's not too far. That's
fine.
That's all right.
He's fine. So out of all these categories, so guys that the top guys, JT he's the co-favorite. Him and Victor are the co-favorites this week, according to FanDuel, 11-1. But so JT owns 8 of these categories. Pops up in 8 of 9 main categories that I've been looking at. And we've got guys. Fitzy's at 5. Vaughn Taylor is at 5. Webb Simpson is at 6. A guy who hasn't been in form, but a guy who can pop up out of nowhere, who maybe had a few weeks to tune in, missed the cut last week, right? And I know what Webb can do. I know what Webb can do, and he fits this course very well. But there's not many other people. And then Keegan has 5 of these categories. So you got 2 blue chip guys, and JT and Victor. Louis Oosthuizen has 5. So that's kind of the way I look at it. Now, granted, they're not all in the same category. Some are more important than others. But if Keegan can putt it, that we've already talked about that. Fitzy, we know he's just a solid fucking golfer. Strokes gained total, he's got it. I mean, putting, he's got it. Accurate off the tee. His irons, average, right? I mean, average, right? Just like Louis. Louis is a very average iron player, but top 20s here. Top 20s here. He sleeps the top 20s away here. Come on.
He's just a top 20 machine.
Yeah, and we haven't taken him, and it's been about, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, I think. He's just getting warmed up, He's just getting warmed up. But I lied. Fitz. I do like Fitz. Missed the cut, right? Missed the cut. He's fresh. He's ready to pop. Let's not forget he had the flu 3 weeks ago, right?
Yep.
And came back. Maybe he's ready to go. Had a nice reset, missed the cut. Didn't have to go very far. Maybe he's already been playing this course. Who knows?
Yeah, it's definitely a huge advantage. Those guys who got cut, it's a huge advantage. And
he plays tough courses as well, right?
A guy like Brooks at 28-1 has got some decent value on him, especially maybe for like a top 10. I think that's going to be probably a decent number for him, especially coming off some poor form. But my God, Moff and I were talking when they teed off the first time after the wind was blowing, and it was three of the best players in the world were teeing off beside each other. All three of them put it in the water. It was one of the craziest weeks or pieces of rounds of golf I've ever seen. So you kind of got to throw that out the window. But looking at him here, Brooks, maybe not a bad number, so got to keep in mind there. But Fitzy, this is tomorrow's episode, Mom. We'll get further into this. Let's get back to this long shot. Some of these longer guys. My guy Russell Knox last week was 200-1. This week he's 70-1. They tried to catch on. Bastards. All right.
But still, no. Russell fits well here also.
Yeah.
How many has he got? Yeah. He's got 4 out of 9. Yeah, but it's like one of them isn't an obscure category.
That's why he was my fucking lock of the week last week, huh? But nope. I don't know. He's all right. We'll see. That's a TBD there. Other long shots, names that pop on a long shot list over here. Let me pull that up. In the meantime,
Webb Simpson counts, right?
So,
Webb Simpson counts, right? That's a long shot.
Where's he at? 66-1?
Plus 220.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus 220 for the top 20.
Moff, that's a perfect name. Big fan. Let's talk about Webb for a little bit, because Webb is somebody who's the ultimate boom or bust. He hasn't played many tournaments this year, so he's in questionable form. We don't really know. He does, as long as it's Bent Poa is his worst putting surface, which is what it was last week. Bermuda, he's solid, nothing crazy, but gained some serious strokes, ball striking and putting. He's got the whole package. Which, Moff, I think that's what we're kind of looking for. So shit. Talk about him a little bit, Moff.
Yeah, this is a dude who, is kind of playing bad for no reason. Maybe it's just, he's just kind of in a funk. I don't know. I don't keep up with Webb, but, his tendency is to kind of just do what he wants. Maybe he takes a few weeks off and he doesn't – his game's not so tight, but then he will pop up. He will pop up one week, and he will run off with that bag. Chuckling, and then he will go back to doing what he's doing, but when I say you got JT, who's the favorite this week at 8, just dominating these categories, and then Webb Simpson is hanging around he's all over the place. Sand save percentages, around the greens, he's top, he's up there. Scrambling, he's one of the best scramblers on tour. His irons on point. Inside, specifically here at this course, 10 feet and in putting range, he's one of the best. And he just hadn't been playing. He just hadn't been able to put it together, but he's been playing not the best conditions. Last week was not a golf course for somebody who's struggling with their game. That's, or just, looking to tune in, hone in. That's not really best case scenario for somebody like Webb Simpson, but
couldn't agree more. Just absolutely shit situation. Almost you throw it out the window. It was a warm-up week in the toughest conditions. It was a warm-up week.
But in theory, Webb Simpson should be a no-brainer pick. If the dude had shown any life this year, it would be a no-brainer. So take that for what it is. I believe in Webb. I have no problem. I wouldn't blink throwing money at Webb this week just because I know what he can do. I know he can pop up. Just like DJ just pop up on a Sunday, shoot 9 under. Come on, dude. It's muscle memory. All they got to do, it's just little things. They got to get their feels. You know, they got to get their feels back. They're like me at the range today. I was stroking them at the range today. Don't just wait for the summertime. We'll Moff Dollars, Ghost Picks, Pat will be out on the course bringing you some live content. We're gonna get Pat to a breaking 90 by the end of the summer. That's gonna be keep it rolling.
It's not happening. All right, on to something real. All right, out the window. All right, on to something real. Let's see. Golf. Real golfers. Long shots. Guys who
real
missed the cut
golfers
last week who are bouncing back this week. Low numbers.
Fitzy.
Who is this Vaughn Taylor character?
Dude, Vaughn Taylor makes. I don't know. You can do some digging over the night. I've seen all I need to see.
I seen it.
Plus 700 to make the top 20.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's about that area last week, but in a weaker field, this is the kind of things you can find one of those long shots, and maybe. I mean, we were peppering them last week. That's unexpected. That's not normal to be putting guys like Herman and Kevin Kisner and all these other guys, Russell Knox, into your top 20. That is not normal. That is not normal. But keep it rolling.
Pat, hold on.
Gotta be a little bit crazy in this business.
I did find some juice. So, like, they are terrified of somebody like Webb Simpson, who's shown no life. I mean, he's like a dead horse right now. He could easily miss his cut. Plus 220 for the top 20. And then you got somebody like Alex Noren, who's in form and hits some categories here at plus 280. I don't know if I mentioned that right before we went live or not. But Alex Noren at plus 280 to make the top 20. And the dude has 4 out of my 9 categories. If I have to, I'll go through here. Sand save percentage, he's up there. Scrambling, he is a scrambler. If he gets into trouble, he can get out. He can salvage points. Let's see, where else he pop up out here? Okay, so this is obscure. It's like round 2 scoring average. The weird one. That was it was the most obscure one out of all. That's the truth.
Hole outs. Moff's over here pulling stouts out his ass. It's late.
2. When Vaughn Taylor holes out from the middle of the fairway to break the top 20 this weekend, you're going to be like, huh. I see. Anyways, that's one obscure stat that Alex Noren shares. Hold on. But irons, I mean, decent iron play. Not the best. Where did he pop up at? Oh, yeah, and putting. So he can scramble it around, salvage out of the rough, these tight-ass fairways, and then he can roll it in. I thought he was a better iron player than he is.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's a tough course. So being able to battle, you're going to have to battle out there. I mean, it's no joke. And you also got to be able to score in the par 5s. I think that's always important. One of the most important factors in my mind. I always think that's one of the most important things. You got to be, if you score on the par 5s, you can afford some bogeys. So I always think that's very important. So we'll always keep that in mind almost every single week.
Yeah, but how many par 5s are here at this course?
This is a par 71, Moff, not a par 73, unfortunately. Wow.
3 par 5s?
3 par 5s.
How many par 3s?
4. I'm assuming that's what a par 71 is. So it's a par 71 here. But let's see. My long shot of the week is gonna have to be Moff. If you got Vaughn Taylor, that's a pretty damn good one. That's out there. That's long.
And it's decisive. That's the longest shot you guys will get this week. And if he's top 40, send me a Cash App or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody talking about Vaughn Taylor. Let it be known.
Who the heck is Vaughn Taylor? Wyoming's blowing it down the stretch.
Oh, wow. I don't even want to talk about that. I don't even want to watch them. That game we watched the other night. I just wanted somebody to score some points. Was that Wyoming? I don't know. I think it was. I just wanted him to score. We're not talking basketball. That's tomorrow. Well, no, more golf tomorrow too. That's my long shot. Von Taylor, yes. The issue is, I don't know if I'm close enough to the mic. The issue is he's not very long off the tee. So if you miss the fairway and then you get into this thick ass rough and then you're fucked,
That's why he's good out here, because it's not really necessary. Definitely not necessary to pepper those greens. So that's a huge factor, especially at a tough course. Being able to get par, shoot par, and whatnot. You don't have to be monstrous off the tee to do such. So gives you.
Is Adam had one, man. Is he not? He's not long shot material.
66 to 1. He's in that range, I suppose. I
feel good about Adam Hadwin.
Well, that's not. It's long. Don't get me wrong. That's a decent one there. Jim Herman is a weird name. Boomer bust. He's my ultimate long shot. I think that take that one to the bank. That's a crazy name there. But Jim Herman, I'm gonna do a little more looking into him. But he did not play last weekend. But the weekend before, he finished in 7th place. At this course here, he has finished. He has only missed cuts and finished in 3rd place. So, ultimate boomer bust, like 230 to 1. So we're looking for the ultimate long shot with Jim Herman.
Where the fuck is this guy? Isn't Jim Herman old?
Huh?
Isn't he old?
It might be moderately aged.
I can't find this dude.
Jim Herman. Not many stats. Puerto Rico Open he was on fire.
Is this motherfucker playing this week?
Yeah, he's out there playing this week. When he's hot, he's hot, and when he's not, he's not. He's coming off a 7-3.
What does he do? What does he do well?
Oh, he hits the bye.
What? You better have more than that. I'm over here giving out gems like Von Taylor. You just throwing Jim Herman out there for the win.
No, I'm looking at ultimate long shots. This is a guy. He placed 7th place last weekend. Last time out, he didn't play last weekend, so he hits that checklist for me. You claim you have your checklist, and for me, it's a guy who's boomer bust. He's missed the last 2 cuts here, COVID years, whatever. But 3rd, 4 years ago, it's an ultimate long shot. Hey, what can I say? It's a
fair enough.
Ultimate long shot. Top 20 is like plus 2,000. So top
there
10
he is,
like
Jim Herman.
Top 10 is like plus 30,000. So,
you like him, yeah? He popped up here, finished 3rd one time. $4 years ago. 5 years ago.
So that's what we got. I think that's about all we. Moff, you got anything else? Troy Merritt.
Yeah.
Troy Merritt. Is this Troy Merritt's week?
Troy.
Isn't that
I
your
don't know. Troy is my guy, but he didn't pop up. He didn't pop
that's
up
good to
in
hear.
my.
If he doesn't pop on your list, then he definitely isn't popping on mine. Because you like him a lot, so.
Oh yeah, I love Troy.
All right, well, let's wrap it up off with our fade of the week here.
Good,
get a couple names that we
putter.
do not like, and see if we can keep it rolling. So guys that missed the cut last week, I think that, Mom, what do you think? That's our fade of the week as a whole. So last week, I do believe we said our fade of the week was just Americans as a whole, especially those top Americans. ends up, the top Americans. Xander, Jordan Spieth in particular was the guy that I mentioned. Ultimate fade. He missed the cut. But looking at guys this week, anybody that was playing deep into the last weekend, that was competing into the weather, a guy like who would I have over here? Like a Bryce.
Justin
Garnett,
and Victor.
Like a Bryce Garnett. I know he's already a long shot, but to miss the cut, he's almost like even odds. So that's something that I'm looking at as definitely a solid play. Or a guy like Jimmy Walker, Moff. I know maybe find a matchup with one of these older guys and find an old guy that didn't play like Stewart Sink.
I don't want to push Jimmy yet. Jimmy needs time to come back and get acclimated, but Jimmy Walker will come back with a vengeance. That dude was balling. He got Lyme's disease. How crazy is that?
All right, I told you, we around here we're not afraid to go back to a loser. So Adam Svensson, that's gonna be my long shot of the week.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
But we'll confirm. We'll confirm them on tomorrow's episode. We'll lock it in tomorrow and get our locks of the week. Pretty much a recap of this episode. Past winners ranges from everybody. Anybody can win this thing. So it's really going to be a big week tomorrow of diving in and trying to find the absolute best plays on the board. So
Fitzy.
Oh my gosh.
What?
You think so? Fitz?
Fitz and Webb and Bond. I think Webb is considered – they're not treating Webb like a long shot. Let that be known. They've got – it's plus 220, top 20. They're scared. I'm telling you, they are scared of this man, and rightfully so. That's kind of why I want to throw money on him, because they ain't stupid. These golfers don't like to miss cuts. They got to make some money, right?
Vegas is not stupid. That is a fact.
So, Webb. I think you need to tell me, you do some homework on Webb. I don't know if you got to do any homework. You just got to take a shot if he's going to play, if he's going to show up.
Well, Webb Simpson, we'll start with him as our official long shot of the week to win the tournament. That'll be our long shot or a long shot to finish top 10. So that'll be the official one. Looking for guys on Bermuda. And we will lock it in tomorrow. Moff, got anything else?
Not at the moment. I think we're good.
All right. Webb Simpson, it's going to be nasty. It's going to be a tough course, so we got to find some dogs out there tomorrow. Coming off a big week with Cam Smith at a plus 4,000 winner. We're looking to do it again. So good luck. God bless. Grind on. Keep it rolling, baby.